I had a great conversation with Brian Freed from National Inventor Club. If you Google him, you're going to find all kinds of great information on what he's invented, but also how he's helping fellow inventors get started and not run into the roadblocks that others before him have done. So he talks about what are the best practices around building a brand or a launch of an invention. He talked about all of the new explosion of entrepreneurs and businesses and how it's changed the landscape for brands really across the board. So enjoy. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Liz.
It's so good to have you. I'm really excited about the conversation. I've been looking at your website and many of your videos, and the energy and just information that you have about your products are really cool. So let's just jump in first. Tell us a little about yourself and how you've kind of evolved your career over time.
Thank you. Well, to start off with, I'm an inventor. I'll be 50 this year. So I've started quite a while ago and just kind of going through the stages in my life where I got married. Before I got married, I was single. So there were things that I would come up with then. Then I ended up getting married and had a kid. And now she's off to college and my wife and I are back in the house again. So there's things that I look differently and I have pets and travel, and there's a lot of different places and things and experiences that you are involved with as you're growing up. I guess you could say no matter what stage you're at, I come up with ideas. I'm a problem solution guy. So I have 15 patents. I have well over 100 trademarks. I've licensed products to earn royalties from them. I've manufactured products locally in the US, here and overseas. And I've been doing the same thing, helping other inventors or idea people for over 18 years now. And throughout my journey, I've had a chance to build up where I've started National Inventor Club, which started other ways prior, but that's where I'm at right now is I run National Inventor Club. I also authored 3 books. My latest one is How to Make Money with Your Invention Ideas. And I host a radio show back in the day, and now I host a TV show called Got Invention Show. Just every day listening to people's ideas and figuring out if it's something that they should work on or not. And I'm really proud. The last couple of weeks, I soft launched quietly, an app for inventors, a community. It's called Inventor Smart Community. And it's available on Google and Apple. So Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And it has our own social media. It has resources and tools in there, including information on GS1US when you need a barcode. So I'm very excited. I should be officially launching, hopefully by the end of this month, but keeping busy in the inventor community.
That's amazing and so exciting because it seems it's always changing. And you're right, based on different places where you are in your life, literally like a place, and you're at a restaurant or what have you, or part of a journey of your lifespan, you're going to have different challenges that you want to solve for, which is really cool. So tell us a little bit what National Inventor Club does.
When I first started with my inventions 20 plus years ago, I used to go to a local inventor club here in Long Island, New York, and kind of wanted a little something different. So I started my own here, and I went to the county executives on Long Island. Together, we have Nassau and Suffolk County, which can make up the 14th largest state in the country. So I ended up going to both the counties, and I ended up getting the one that I live in, Suffolk. And I ended up starting Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club, and I built that up to being very active. And I also did Nassau County, and I worked with that county executive. And throughout the years, I did it for about 15 years, combined both of them together to be the Long Island Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club through the Small Business Administration's SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Center. Great resources, tools, also help you with business plans, local government type of networking, which was really good. And then I converted it when COVID happened. I'm like, I have an amazing guest that's going to be on live streaming. I might as well invite everybody around the country. So I told everybody, come on in. You know, I got really high profile people that I interview on there, and then just change it over to National Inventor Club. And every month I have guest speakers. Last month I had Michelle Covey. She's GS1US as VP of commercialization. And I've had the inventor of the cell phone on National Inventor Club. I've had Kevin O'Leary's president of O'Leary Ventures from Shark Tank. I've had crowdfunding and people constantly from the US Patent and Trademark Office coming on. And it's really a great community. So as we do our monthly meetings and we live stream. Everybody wants to talk and communicate. We had an event that we went to the US Patent and Trademark Office in Alexandria, Virginia, but everybody wanted more. So that kind of pressured me and pushed me to create my app, which is Inventor Smart Community. So National Inventor Club is within that app as well. So we can all collaborate, network, help each other. So it's one big happy family of inventors. And it's interesting, Liz, because it doesn't matter who you are. You can be unemployed, a senior citizen, you could be a doctor, lawyer, student. Everybody at some point or another comes up with an idea. The question is, are you somebody that stops and says, I have something here, I want to do something about it, or I'll let somebody else do it. I woulda, shoulda, coulda, now I see it out there, right? One of those type of things. That was my invention 20 years ago. But sometimes, and the people that really make it happen are the ones that stop, dig a little bit, hunt, find people. Hopefully it's me that I can help you, so I can give you straight up advice and no BS. I'll tell you like it is, if there's an opportunity or not, and then go through the steps of commercializing your invention.
I know when COVID hit, well, I guess I'm making some assumptions here. There seems to be an explosion of people trying to solve different problems, whether it be like in the house or outside the house. There's a lot of new businesses. Has that changed how inventors go to market? Has it become more difficult, like to be successful with a new product? Or is it really following the steps that you all outline and working off that framework?
It's interesting. I think since COVID, a lot of people, I think it's kind of humbled them in a way. I mean, people have had some chaos in their lives as COVID happened. And obviously, there's great things that have happened from it also for people and for businesses. For me, National Inventor Club came out of it. So that's something special for me. I ended up losing people in my family. So that's a different side of it. But on the good side, you have people that do have that community type of experience and feeling, and they're looking for ways to generate income. Maybe it's a side hustle. Maybe you're coming up with this idea for some extra income. Maybe you're coming up with this idea to convert into your full-time job. You don't know. Maybe you're inspiring to be an entrepreneur, to start a new business, to be your own boss. So I think this has really sparked innovation. I think also when people are home and picking on each other, being in the house together, and you start to realize like a lot of problem solutions. So I felt like there was an influx of invention ideas that people were working on and coming up with. And then it's just a matter of figuring out, is it something that you can call your own? Is it something that you want to put your time, money, energy, effort into to figure out if it's something that you should move forward with and be able to commercialize? And then when you get to that point, obviously there's some steps along the way to validate that and to bring it to life, and then to figure out what direction you want to take to commercialize it. So whether it's licensing to earn royalties or to manufacture and start your own business.
So when somebody has that spark of passion for whatever it is, like how do they even know where to get started? It sounds like you have a community that can help, but how do they even find you or somebody like you?
Okay, you just came up with this great idea, right? You all of a sudden you start to get like this feeling of, oh my gosh, is this going to be my gazillion-dollar product? Am I going to be a gazillionaire? Like, oh my gosh, I think I got something good. You want to tell everybody about it as fast as you can, but what you really should do is to stop and draw it, write it down, capture it, because poof, it's gone in an instant. It happens all the time, even with a thought, right? So you capture that idea. Then the next thing is to say, okay, am I going to go to Walmart, and am I going to go down the aisle and it's not in Walmart, and oh my gosh, nobody in the world has it because it's not at Walmart? It doesn't necessarily work that way. So the first thing I like to do is just do a simple search. Go online, see if your idea is out there online, do descriptive search terms. So be descriptive with it, because you know how a search engine works. It's going to pull descriptions from websites, and then you don't have to go click into each link. Maybe you want to click on images, because I'm visual and a lot of people are visual. So just see if what you're coming up with is kind of similar. So that's the first step, I think, is really to be able to say, is this enough of a difference out there? And okay, so I captured a couple things that are similar. Maybe I bought something, but I feel like I can make a tremendous improvement on it. Is it enough of an improvement to call your own? I capture all that information, and then I go to a patent attorney or an agent. As much as I have patents and everything else, I still want a professional to do it for me. So I have a patent search done with a patentability opinion. So they compare my idea to what's already existing in prior art that's in the US Patent and Trademark Office archives and say, is this something that may infringe on somebody else's intellectual property? Is this something that expired over 20 years? So now anybody can make it. It's in the public domain. So I don't need to worry about patent stuff. I could just make it and just put my name on it, Liz. You know, like the Snuggie was invented many, many years ago, and they came up with a great name called the Snuggie, a blanket with sleeves. But then you heard the Slanket and a million other versions of it. Why? Because after 20 years, it's public domain, so you can make it. 15 years for a design patent, 20 for a utility, non-provisional patent. You can kind of start there, see if it's your own, and then you want to bring it to life. So maybe you might need an industrial designer if it's not too complicated. Maybe it's an engineer because it's got twists and turns, or an electrical engineer because it has LEDs and Bluetooth and everything else. So you go through that step of trying to figure out, or it might just be wood cutting or textile cut and sew type of item. You end up figuring out how that's going to be made. Then you make it. You make a prototype. This 3D printers. When I first started, oh my gosh, I'm outdating myself here. But when I first started, there was barely anybody with a 3D printer that I can make a one-off prototype with. You know, I went to another country to get a prototype, to Canada, because it was very expensive here. Now everybody can, you know, have a 3D printer on their desktop. So you come up with a prototype, then, you know, just going through and figuring out, is this pretty much what I want to do? You want to get it as close as possible to what it should really be. If you're going to manufacture it and start your own business and packaging and barcoding from GS1US and just kind of going through that, or are you going to take it from where it's at right now and you're going to license it? So you're going to find a company that has similar type of products in the same industry, and you're going to ask them, are you interested in my intellectual property? I did my due diligence. I did a patent search. I made a prototype. I'm at this point where I have it almost ready, but you're probably going to put your final touches on it. You manufacture it, you distribute it, and every time one of them sells, I would earn a royalty from it. Is that something that's interesting? So yes, then you go through that step and there you go. So now you have a couple different processes and ways to be able to commercialize your invention. Very, very abbreviated version there, but there's a lot more to it. And you know, what's interesting, Liz, I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of people and different types of people and lifestyle, like can work with celebrities. I can work with other types of people. Everybody has a different path and a journey. Their product and the person, whether it's time, money, different types of things that are going on with people's lives. I like to learn about them first to figure out what might be in their best interest, just from what I've been hearing people's stories for 20 years already, and also the direction of the product, and kind of match them up. And then any of the steps that they need help with along the way, I have access to.
When did you first start being aware of like the importance of the barcode? Because it certainly sounds like you're an expert on getting a barcode, but how did you intersect with GS1 and the standards?
You know, Liz, the first thing when people are kind of on this side of it and somebody says, well, you got to make your packaging up. So maybe you get a graphic designer, you make a package up, and all of a sudden your factory goes, well, you have a barcode? What do you mean barcode? Or you want to sell it to a retailer, they go, nice packaging, but where's your barcode? So the first thing that a lot of people do is end up searching, get a barcode online. And there's so many third-party sellers of barcodes that you don't know any better unless you have somebody to guide you. And that's why I do what I do, because I want to get as much information out to people in the right way that they need to guide them correctly. But if they end up veering in a direction where they're just buying a third-party barcode, they're going to end up on somebody else's brand with an extension of their product, and they end up going into a major retailer and somebody barcode, has an issue. You could end up being banned from that store and the brand, whoever had you on, because it's not matching. So genuine barcodes from GS1US, I guess I'm giving you a plug here, I learned because I did the right research and asked the right questions and people. And I could tell you that when I first started with one of my first inventions, pull ties actually, I called up GS1US, and to this day, because I still have people call the GS1US hotline, and whenever there's questions or concerns or figuring things out or going through the website, such patient, calm people, because I've had people in their 70s call And not that they should not be patient. I'm just saying they still got it. My mom is going to be 70 next week. But I'm just saying, like, just figuring out what to do and navigating through amazing service and support. But just knowing from a small business perspective that you don't have to spend tens and thousands of dollars on a barcode to have a genuine one. And then you have, let's say, a group of 1 or 10 or 3, whatever it is. It's easy. It was very easy. And I can attest to many clients that I send that said, yeah, I got it. Here's the thing. Give it to the packaging person, get it on the package and get it out. Now it's not only barcodes, it's NFC, it's QR codes and everything else. But GS1US obviously has the established way of communicating to the vendors, which are the
Yeah.
retailers
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. What are some examples of successes and maybe some failures that you've had either over your career, or examples that you don't want to like give reference to who they might be? What's worked? What doesn't work?
It's a really tough question because just like I said earlier, like you get like that emotional feeling of excitement
Yeah.
and just like that butterfly in your stomach. Each one of my inventions is my babies. Some might be a little bit better than the others. Some might have made it, some not. And I could tell you that the simple ones always seem to do well. So, Liz, I would go on QVC and I had this product called pull ties. You might eat bread, but maybe some people don't eat bread. Maybe they eat bread. You got to take the plastic tab off. You put it back on, the twist tie, whatever. You don't know which way it's going to go. So I came up with this product called pull ties. And really, if I said that it was only for bread, you'd only be stuck with saying, maybe I need it, maybe I don't. But what I did was I said, you know what? There's other ways to use this. In the pantry, pretzels, potato chips, freezer bags, cereal bags. That was one thing that I couldn't stand. Like you open up a cereal bag and then you take it and you crunch, right? You just crunch the bag into the box.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
stay fresh that way. Chip
Does
clips
not.
didn't stay on for me. They slip right off. So I came up with pull ties. So you take any plastic bag, cereal bag, freezer bag, you put it through the loop. You put it through the loop there, you push the button, you pull it up, and it seals it tight. So I've sold millions of units of this product. But the point is, you were asking about like what's successful and what's not, like
Yep.
simple stuff. You know,
Yep.
like this product is done well for me. This is a collapsible egg tray. Nobody's really going online looking for an egg tray that collapses to save space in your fridge. And then I'll just show
Yeah.
you one more because this is one of my latest inventions. So speaking of COVID earlier, during COVID, it was so hard to find paper towels. People like beating each other up for paper towels. So I was treasuring everything we had, and I was, you know, a little cuckoo, I guess, but like I usually am as an inventor because I'm always picking on things. That's the thing, Liz, is I'm coming up with solutions to things that annoy me. But I started to ask people, take a picture of the top of your paper towel roll. Let me see it. It was gross. Usually when your hands are wet or dirty is when you put it on top and you pull the sheet off. So tomato sauce, dirt,
Yes.
juice, water, marks of water, like finger marks of water on the top. It was gross. So they're like, oh, what are you up to? I'm like, I'll let you know when I'm ready. Okay. But I'll come back to you. So what I did was I actually designed this cap and I call it the paper towel topper. So now you put this through the top of your paper towel roll, fits any paper towel stand, right?
Yeah.
Just fits right into the tube. And now when your hands are wet or dirty, you put it on top and you pull it off and your paper towel roll stays clean and dry. So I've gotten picked up by a couple influencers with this product that sold out very quickly. And now I just got a new shipment in with a GS1US barcode, by the way. I'm just saying. So you asked me earlier, I think it's the simple things that are more practical. Like with these pull ties, at the end of the day, if I said bread, cereal, this, that, this, how many people have a kitchen? Winner. But
Yeah.
if you said golf ball and you came up with a golf ball that does amazing tips, tricks, does all kinds of things, there's a lot of golf balls out there. But also somebody would tell me, Brian, everybody in the world is going to want this golf ball. Liz, do you play golf?
Nope.
So I'm just saying, not everybody plays golf. So your
Yeah.
window of opportunity might be limited. Also, things that are prevention, people are not, most of the time, they're not going into the store looking for something that they're going to buy that may happen to them in the future. Prevention is a very tough sell.
Yeah.
So things to think about. Impulse is good, practical things, everyday use. I guess whatever kind of hits a spot when you're online shopping, something in front of you, people using it, demonstrating. It's a lot easier to see things these days. But you were asking earlier what makes a successful product. These days, you can manufacture something here in the US or overseas, and you don't have to be in a retail store to be successful. There's plenty of online ways to get out there, and people can start a small business. Again, what are you looking for? Residual income, side hustle income? Is it something you want to really capitalize and build a brand out of? So you start with one product and you build a brand. So you have the one GTIN number, and then you start adding all of the extensions to it of different variations of your product to really build it up, and you build a brand. Is it something that you want to make a living with? You want to build it as an entrepreneur, coming up with ideas and commercializing them and running businesses, whether it's a product or a brand or helping other people. Like, I love it. And you get to see new things every day. You get to work with people from all walks of life, and it's fun. But things that you're doing, could they be done better? Things that you're seeing other people do, can they be done better? Is there something that you want to do that's just not there right now, as much as you search and hunt? So these are the ways that you'll come up with ideas, but be careful, because once you start, I don't stop. So I think some people think I'm nuts already. I just keep coming up with new ideas all the time and challenging myself and them, but I'm trying and I'm having fun doing it. And it's interesting because I get a chance to work with companies now that hire me for problem solution type of experiences. So they have their own in-house team sometimes, and sometimes they don't. But just an outside perspective from somebody that sees things that could be done a little bit differently from the outside looking in, or innovating something that they want to add to their product line that maybe they just don't have the bandwidth to do. I get to be a part of that now too.
As we wrap up, we ask our guests 2 questions. So the first question is around technology. What is the favorite technology that you're using right now? It could be for work, it could be in your business. Mine is my dang phone because I can track my children. But what's your favorite technology?
I think my phone, and thanks to Marty Cooper, he invented the first cell phone. And I think that just being able to have the communication, whether it's my National Inventor Club or my Inventor Smart community app or what we're doing today, no matter what you need to do, for the most part, you could do on your phone. He's not happy about the way that this has evolved. He's actually very upset with people that they can't let go of their phones. But I think it's really important. I think that Chat GPT is really interesting, like all the AI to make people's lives easier. A lot of times, Liz, I love to hire people and to get business done. But sometimes I just want to be able to get it done without all the drama and what it costs and everything else. It's not perfect, but it's a good start and foundation to be able to build from. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think Zoom technology and these video, just being able to communicate without having to travel all over the place. I believe that in-person conversations and meetings I love them. I'm still, I guess, old school, but just being able to keep connected, that technology, whatever it is, whether it's phones, videos, communication that way, I think communication is key to life and being around people and just being in the know.
The last question that we ask is, what has blown your mind in the way business is done? Is it Chat GPT? Is there something on the horizon that you're just like, holy cow, I cannot believe that?
Well, I think the way that people are shopping these days are kind of blowing me away, and how you can place an order today and in an hour it's at your door. We used to send things in the mail and it used to take a week to get there, like remember snail mail?
Yeah,
And
and that was fine because that's what you
and it was
expected.
fine, right? And then faxes, we got that fax over like instantly. We don't have to send the mail anymore, but how are we signing it? And then all of a sudden, electronic signatures and the way that communication and email and taking pictures and transferring it. But I have to say that the way that people are shopping is really interesting to me. Like the way that things are getting delivered, the way that people are buying things, the funds transfers of using Zelle, the way that people are going through all these things. And then I'm a bit active in crypto, so cryptocurrency, and just the way that's kind of evolving, and just the way that all these things are happening. But with all these things happening, people have more time to do things. but I feel like people are more impatient. People don't have the patience for anything. Everybody's still so busy, but yet there's so many things that are making your lives easier. So you have more time. So what are you doing with your time? You don't have to go to the library to find the answer. You could just search online. So what's all the time that you're doing now that you have the answer? I don't know. It's just me.
This has been so awesome. It's been so fun talking to you. Thank you so much for including the GS1 standards in so many of your conversations. It's been just fun hearing about how you invent and how you're sharing all of that knowledge with the community. It's just a really cool world that you're in, and I really just appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Liz. And I love for people to just be connected. Hopefully, wherever this broadcast goes out to, stay in my world. And I'd love to stay in yours. I love to learn about people and what you do and how things work and businesses work. That's just the way that I love to stay connected. So my website is brianfried.com, BrianFried.com. And then you can download the app. It has all things, everything that I'm involved with, and e-learning courses and National Inventor Club. So it's Inventor Smart Community. You can find it on Google and Apple Store.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.